Now, let's say that Sabrosa is buying these paper goods. They're not only paying the unit price and quantity, really the line total, the cost of these items is not just the unit price and the quantity. So really we also have the sales tax. So we're going to need to equal and create a formula to calculate the tax that will then be added into the line total. If I double click, it shows the B4 orange multiplied by quantity, unit price times quantity, and then they're adding on the sales tax. So this is set up to find the sales tax amount. That should update the line total, and then that will give us the true cost for Sabrosa to purchase these items. So the sales tax would be the unit price times the quantity times the tax rate. And so buying 15 20 counts of dinner plates at $3.79 each at a 7.5% tax rate would mean that we have $4.26 tax, and that ends up coming to $61.11. So we made this formula. I'm going to use the fill handle, the little blue box, to drag down and calculate the tax for the rest of the items as well. But now we have an issue. We've got an error. So let's double click and see what's going on. What we did really was to create a relative reference. And so it's going to the first part being the unit price. That is 2 cells to the left of our current cell, being multiplied by a cell 1 to the left, multiplied by a cell over and up 2. So really, that's what it was. Over 2 to the left, multiplied by over 1 to the left, multiplied by over 1 to the right, and up 2 to get to that tax rate. But as we keep going down, over 2, over 1, and then over and up, this is not keeping it consistent with getting the tax. For example, buying 6 containers of plastic spoons at $2.59 is not going to be $12,451. That is not true. So I'm going to delete all of that. The thing is that we don't want a relative reference. We want an absolute reference. I'm going to put a $sign in front of the E and a $sign in front of the 2. The $signs are going to change it to an absolute reference. And so instead of being relative to the cell of over 1 to the right and up 2, the absolute reference will mean that they always go to column E, row 2, so that it will always be targeting this. So now I'm going to try the fill handle again, and this time we get a much more reasonable sales tax. We can see here now that actually the spoons would be $1.17. We see it's the unit price times the quantity times the tax rate of 7.5%. If we change this, let's say, to 8%, then we see that all of these things get instantly updated, which is why it's nice to use the absolute reference to a different cell containing the tax rate instead of trying to do it manually. Because let's say it was changed again to 6.5%. Well, it's already all been calculated, and we did not need to go through to go into each cell or even one of them and change the tax rate and then do the fill handle to change all of those.